So then start, please.
Yes. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon too.
I go by the name of Mugisha Emmanuel Banani. I am the school dean. I am the school head boy for this school, Hope International School, and I'm here to present a project which is called Mugisha Unity. And our motto is Talents of Africa, United for Change.
Talent of Africa, United to Change.
For change. So the project is called Mugisha Unity with the motto of Talents of Africa, United for Change. Young people across Africa, across the whole globe, face a lot of challenges, such as unemployment, substance abuse, and many more among others. And the reason behind those challenges that they face is because of lack of support from the community, lack of support from the government, and lack of support from just people all over around. In Africa, we have so many talents. I have seen people growing up who could build stuff, who could draw amazingly, who could, I don't know what, dance, play sports, they were athletic. So that's where the idea came behind Mugisha Unity. It will be a foundation, a blueprint behind a bigger idea that will help youth across Africa. It will be a blueprint for every young youth across Africa to use in their own community. Whether you are in Sudan, whether you are in Burundi, whether you are in China, whether you are somewhere else. It will be used as a blueprint for any youth trying to start the project. So, I'm going to ask us, what is Mugisha Unity all about? It will be like a center for where many talents from around the community can gather. They will have mentors who can help them. They will have other people who are willing to help them develop their talents in a way that can help the community. So people might ask the first question, how can we do it? How can we do it? What are the means to do it? How much is it going to cost? The project was to create a small budget project. So how is it going to go? For the halls, for the places that we need, for the places, the halls, the places, we have a lot of churches in our community, as you have seen. We have a lot of schools like this one. We have mosques, we have other religious places. And I believe one of those religious places in the community are willing to lend us, even if it's once or twice a week, a hall, a place for people to gather and the youth to gather and participate there. People are going to ask who's going to teach them. In our community, we have seen we have so many people who have studied. We have so many people who are doctors, who are engineers, who are what. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people who are willing to give back to the community, who are willing to come there and volunteer to help the community. And I believe if we can create a form for people to fill in, if you feel like ready to come and you can help the community, you can help the youth in any way or another, you can sign up on a volunteer basis. Another thing people say is, oh, maybe I'm not an engineer, maybe I'm not who, maybe I'm not who. But that's a question you should be asking yourself. Okay, I'm not an engineer, but anyone in a community can help. Let's say if I'm not an engineer, but maybe I have water at home. I can maybe one day come to the center and say, I have brought you water. It will be working on a way for the community to be self-sufficient. So you can't say I can't help, but anyone else can help the community in his part or his own way. Another thing people might ask, maybe if we have people who can build, we have people who can build stuff, where are they going to get the equipment? I'm pretty sure if I start asking you, in our homes, we have maybe all the electronics that we don't use, they're somewhere there collecting dust. We have, so the first project, the name we start was Mugisha Unity. It will be, this is the name of the project. Then the motto is Talents of Africa, United for Change. Now the question is, People you can say, we have, as I was saying, if I ask you, we have all the electronics in our homes, which I'm pretty sure everyone else. And if you're willing to come and help the young people, you can donate those equipments. Maybe you have an old football at your house, you can come and donate it there. For the community, for us to grow. So, at the end, as we'll be finishing, you might ask me, what is the ultimate goal for this Mugisha Unity? Mugisha Unity will be a blueprint. As I want it to be written in a way that even a youth in Burundi somewhere, I don't know, or Rwanda, or Ghana, Tanzania, they can see the blueprint behind it, they can see a way to help their own community, and they can develop it. It is a project, low budget project, which will help the community a lot. And what another goal for us, the ultimate goal is what? Is to build self-sufficient communities. In our continent, Africa, we always find the government doesn't help us. The government does not do this for us and for us. But the government cannot come and help everyone. The government cannot come and help everyone. We have to start helping ourselves. So, how, an example to finish, if my phone breaks down, I don't have to travel to town to get it fixed. I can just go to the local center of people who are trained into doing that. Thank you.
So, somewhere you mentioned about the budget, but you didn't precise.
Yes. The budget varies. The budget varies from one country to another because Mugisha Unity is not just one project that might start maybe in Kenya today. It also varies in Burundi if I go right now. Let's say I spoke about the halls and the rooms. We have churches that are willing to donate it.
So, no, just
Yes.
a bit clear. Because maybe it looks like it's just like a dream. Because normally we need you to show us. I will be based, for example, yeah, it may be done in Burundi, in Uganda, but if, for example, give us an example. For example, if I'm in Kenya, yet after Kenya, you will expand.
Yes.
But before, you need to be precise. I will be doing in Kenya. My project will affect such people.
Yes.
In such period, because also you need to be specific and time. It has to be time bound.
Yes.
The time. Will it take 10 years? Will it take 5 years? How long will it take? How many people will benefit from that project?
Yes, as I've understood your question very well. For me, Mugisha Unity is not about me going to Ghana, because I want it to be cheaper and to the cheapest level it can be. What does it mean? It means this is an idea. It's an idea behind something. So, if me, I am in Kenya, this I can publish it on the internet. Let's say a young man in Burundi, somewhere in Kitega, I don't know where, can come himself and read the idea, can read the project, how it's being done in Kenya, and he himself can implement it in other countries. So me, I don't want it for me to autonomous, I don't want it for me to go to different countries. I want it to be people helping themselves. Speaking on the budget varies. Halls, we are getting it donated. Equipment is the community which will be donating it. Food is the community which will be donating. People teaching, it is the community which will be donating. Even speaking and registering an NGO, it is going to be free of charge. We won't get taxes because it will be like an NGO, which means the government can't charge you tax. With this project, I can say it is lower balance that can cost even 0 shillings to start now. 0. You don't need what? Because
affecting how many people?
It will be affecting the youth, depending on the community. How many?
No, we may have millions and millions. Are you gonna help all of them?
No, this thing is a community-based project. Then by community, what do I mean by it? We have, let's say, we have different places. We have Kabiria, we have Kawangware, we have where and where. So this will be affecting, as I mentioned, it will be from people aged between 13 to 20 years old. So the youth ranging from this place.
Have you learned how to do entrepreneurship? Have you learned how to do a project?
Yeah.
Élaboration comment faire un projet.
No.
Who gives you the entrepreneurship?
Monsieur le directeur.
Alors, les finalistes qui n'ont pas encore fait comment on fait les projets.
Vous pouvez
I have
partir.
a question for you. So you say it's the community that's
Yes.
gonna provide for meals, for equipment,
Yes.
etc. But previously in your project, you say that you wanna train youth that are unemployed. So where do they get these facilities from? Where do they get these facilities?
Yes, you asked me right word. Before, I actually mentioned one thing that people didn't understand. I said we all have electronics in our homes that are collecting dust somewhere. We all have professionals in our community, that we have engineers, we have doctors. This will be on a volunteer basis, first of all, a volunteer basis. Secondly, electronics will gather them from the community all around. Nothing to buy, nothing to watch.
Okay, then I think maybe it may be somehow, because you didn't learn how to do the project, I may understand somehow. But then let's take it as we are learning. When you are doing a project, if you maybe, or even if you are targeting professionals, project is based on fact.
Yeah.
You must do the research. You see, maybe you are targeting doctors. How many doctors do we have for example, you are working in Kenya. How many doctors do we have in Kenya? Then from those numbers, it's where you come up with your idea. Specific numbers.
Yes.
Not just what you imagine, or you say youth. Youth, how many youth?
Yes.
In Africa, we have more than 50 millions and millions of youth. You can't affect all. You can't have an impact on all of them.
Yes.
There may be a number, depending on your power.
Yes, thank you. They have understood you very well. The problem with this thing is estimating a number of doctors. Okay, we can say in this area, we have maybe 3, maybe...
No, I think
yes.
Up to now...
10 doctors. 10 doctors, yes, we have
no.
10 doctors.
We no longer need to estimate because
yes.
it would be based on the fact.
I'm saying,
but for now...
We have 10 doctors. If you have 10 doctors in this place, I can't say all of them will come. So I can't give you an estimate because this will be a volunteer basis. You can't estimate the number of volunteers that will apply. This is someone's personal choice. So I can't give you a number of people that might come to apply. A lot of people might come, a lot of people might not come. So I cannot say we have 20 doctors here, we expect this. We can't say that because it will be a volunteer basis. It has to come from the bottom.
So you mean, no, I think you didn't understand me well. When you are having an impact on the community, we're talking about the people whom your project will benefit.
Yes.
You understand? Yes. It means what? Your project will not benefit the volunteer. The volunteer will come as the workers.
Yes.
They will help you to benefit the community.
Yes.
So you can say that your project will benefit the volunteers. No, that's what, the number that I need are the people who will be benefiting from the project.
Yes, I've understood. Yes.
Okay, then I think thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, for the behavior it was good, confidence good, English proficiency good, but about the project, the specific,
Yes.
the time bound,
Yes.
I think we still lack something. Okay. Kisembo no Isaiah.
Yeah. Good morning, class.
Morning
Good
too.
afternoon, actually.
Good afternoon too.
I'm Israel, somebody from Israel, and I will be talking about a very interesting topic that affects the whole of Africa. So I didn't know where to take a minor project or a minor problem in the community, so I went for a major one. And my project's name is One Africa. First of all, I would like to let you guys know that I am a Pan-Africanist, and a Pan-Africanist is basically somebody who hopes to have unity in Africa, unity between the borders, and there are many topics you can talk about in Pan-Africanism, and I chose one very specific yet a problem not everybody will talk about. It's called intracontinental trade in Africa. So the name of the title is The Missing Link of Intracontinental Trade in the Continent of Africa. So what is intracontinental trade? Intracontinental trade is the trade between countries within one continent. So in Africa we have 54 countries, so it is the trade that happens between those 54 countries. So before Africa was colonized, we used to have our traditional ways of having such trades. We used to trade in culture and in many different things. So So after being colonized by the Europeans, they created artificial borders without considering the traditional links that were there between Africans. So we used to have the trans-Saharan links, networks and routes that were used by the Western countries and the northern countries of Africa. We also used to have the Indian Ocean networks. Those were the coastal cities of Africa like Mombasa and etc. And we also used to have the internal networks, and South Africa were the major contributors of such. But then after our colonization, that rate of intracontinental trade in Africa really went down. I went around searching for specific values in percentage of how much it went low, but I failed to find such values. There are no values because there was no technology at that period. But then I went and looked for values from the year 2024. In the year 2024, the intracontinental trade in Africa grew by 1%, and that was from 11% to 12%. This might look like something usual or something small, but then if you compare what happened in Africa, what is happening in Africa at 12%, and compare it to other continents like Europe. In Europe, the rate of intracontinental trade is at about 60 to 70%. So this means that all the trades that Europe do, 60 to 70% happen within the continent. And then 40 to 30% is out of the continent, intercontinental. And if you go to Asia, in Asia it is about 50% to 60%. And in North America, which consists of 3 countries, which is the United States of America, Canada, and Mexico, we have about 40% of their trades happening within the continent. So if you take this stat in Africa compared to these others, you can see how low we are. And not every country contributes equally to the intercontinental trade. So if you take this number, and try and estimate the average that each country contributes, with Africa having 54 countries, that's like each country contributes about 0.22%. We can say each country trades 0.22% within the continent. So what did the Europeans do when they came to colonize us? They came and colonized us and built infrastructure, and that fooled us, making us believe that it is for our own good. But then all this infrastructure that was built by the Europeans was used to fool us into exporting all our goods outside of Africa. So by exporting all our goods outside of Africa, our economy within the continent went low, but it improved theirs because they had their own trades and they added to the African trades, which they also use as trades from their country for their external trades. So that is how it affected Africa. So right now in Africa, we do not have railways that can connect us and connect our trades. So it becomes very difficult, one, to deliver our goods to each other. And it's also difficult and it takes a long period of time for those goods to arrive in the case it happened. And that means that some goods get spoiled during the process, some others get lost, there's so many problems that happen with that. So it's a very big problem in Africa that should be looked at and that should be solved. There are already organizations like the AFCFTA that are working on that, and there's also the UNESCO that are also working to fix such a problem. But with this problem, we will need a budget of about 140 to 220 billion dollars. This is the minimal budget we need to solve such an issue. And with Africa, this might take about 10 to 20 years, if we're being honest. But if each country really tries to work hard on this, it might take about 5 to 10 years to get to this level. That's if we consider trading intracontinentally. Because Africa is the richest continent, and we all know that naturally. So we have very many natural stones that we can trade. We have raw materials here, we have tea, we have gold, we have diamond, we have cobalt, we have copper. We have very many raw materials that can help advance our economy in Africa. So this is my project, this is what I was to present to you guys. And aside from from the monetary budget we also have different ways we can help change this. We can have education. We can educate guys on how to trade between each other, on how to finance, on many various things that will influence this. So this was my project. My project is One Africa, and one day I would love to see Africa having a high rate of intercontinental trade. I'm looking at like at least 30% of our trades happening within the continent before I die. So this is what I'm hoping for, and I believe if we set this foundation for our future generations, Africa will be at a very good place, even with our contributions we make in the World Bank. And yes, that's what my project.
So before I start asking questions,
Yeah.
at university, which course would you like to take?
In university, I would love to do mechatronics engineering as a major, but I'd also love to do financing as one of my other
Okay,
courses.
then I think financing would fit you better than mechatronics. So you talk about intracontinental trade in Africa,
Yeah.
but for someone, for it to be realistic, I think someone need to understand the geographical point of Africa.
Yeah.
For example, can you name 2 countries in the north, 2 in south, 2 in west, 2 in central, and 2 in east?
Okay. In North Africa, we have Egypt, and we also have countries like Morocco. In the south of Africa, we have countries like Madagascar. And we also have South Africa. In the east, we have countries like Kenya, and we have Tanzania. In the west, we have Ghana. We also have Nigeria. In the central part, we have the Central African Republic of Africa. Yeah, the Central African Republic. And we also have countries like, formerly DRC was part of the Central African countries, but then we joined with the East African community, but that doesn't move.
Oh, it's okay. We all know that it's still in central. Then, looking at the project itself, it's okay, and it's realizable, but we may find that there are still challenges.
Yeah.
For example, we found that many African countries, they have conflict among them. You can find conflict like Burundi and Rwanda and the DRC. We found other conflicts sometimes, Tanzania and Kenya. You go in the west, you found that in Mali, Guinea, and Niger. There is called blood between those other countries like called Ivory Coast, Nigeria. So you see that within those challenges, internal challenges, will it be possible to realize your dream?
That's a very nice question. And first of all, I'd like to say all these problems you have, all this cold blood you have against each other, all this hatred you have against each other was brought to us by the Europeans. While the Europeans drew the borders, I do not call them borders, but I call them lines of separation. They separated us in many different ways. They separated our cultures, they separated our ways of living together, our languages. They took away our mother tongues and gave us their own languages, like what I'm using now is not an African language, it's a language from England, from the United Kingdom. So yeah, it's the colonization in Africa brought in hatred. Even though it brought some advance in our technology and stuff, it still brought in hatred. So if we work on our hatred, which is one of the subtitles when we talk of Pan-Africanism, I'm pretty sure we'll be able to realize this project.
Okay, thank you. Any question?
Very good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The next one.
So moi, qu'est-ce que moi, c'est pas Dieu, c'est pas vidéo.
Hmm?
Moi, c'est audio, c'est pas vidéo.
On va l'utiliser les palmes.
Moi, je peux pas day.
What if you want to send it to your parents?
No, it's fine. She sees me at home.
Don't you have anything to present? Don't think that even if you... Who's next? Okay.
Audio. Change your life.
No, we just have to... It's like this.
Oh, help us with the speaker. On ferme les caméras.
Fais la morceau de papier.
On ferme les caméras.
Just made it difficult even if you bring the paper you put here. It's done. Okay. Then you do.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon too.
My name is Princess Alegria Inamoto, and today I'll be presenting my project. And my project that I'll be presenting today is about the problem I see from my country. I'm from Burundi, and I looked all around. There is many problems, but I came to one specific problem, and that one specific problem is lack of electricity. So I thought to myself, if we say there is electricity everywhere in Burundi, it's going to be a lie because that's not the truth. And if there is to some communities, maybe electricity can go to 3 to up 4 days with no electricity in the house, which is very...
So you go on, continue.
Yes. And then I came with a project, a title that is called the Light Bench Project. So what is a light bench project? It's like empowering my community with a solar-powered learning.
It's called a light bench.
Like a light bench project. Light bench project. Empowering my community with solar-powered learning. So what is that? You may think, like, why that one? It's because, first of all, there is a struggle, like, right now it's a world of electronics. First of all, our phones, we need them to do business, to talk to our classmates, our families that are far, to send money. Like right now we use Zemica, we use M-Pesa. It's everything that is needed. Literally that you have to use a phone, you have to use it everything. And students, they do need internet because they have to go like to YouTube, they have to go to Google to get more wise in what they are learning in class because, as I said, the teacher can do everything. And to parents, it's hard for them to how to communicate with their kids because not everybody is the same country. And students, it's how to revise at night because there is no light. So what did I come with? If this light bench is like a bench in metal or wood, this bench is covered with a solar panel, which is charged by the sun with a rechargeable charger. This solar panel will work in time of the sun. Why it's working 80% will be working in this light bench. It's like a place, like where you can put it in a bus stop, near a school, near a market, near many apartments. Because like it's really needed there because there's many people, many businesses. So this light bench will contain a USB and maybe an LED light to help. So 80% of the sun that is produced by the solar panel will be working, and while the 20% will be going in a rechargeable charger. Because when it's raining and people need to use it, we'll be using it in that time. So I came up with what we call an LED light. LED light it really uses a little amount of electricity, I can say, which is very good for students that will be studying at night. Because it's first of all, it doesn't use a lot of electricity. You can use it for the solar panel. The solar panels are not expensive, I can get up to $5. lights, it will be very easy for students to revise at night, which many houses use the solar panels in this time, in like in Shanghai, in city, everywhere. So
In the villages.
villages, thank you so much, yes. So the solar panel will be used to like capture sunlight and do the heat. And then the rechargeable batteries, it's like stores power during the day, I can say. But this rechargeable batteries is just going to work when it's time to rain. Because like when there is no sun, the solar panels won't get enough sun, which will be a problem. But to solve it with battery that is rechargeable that can be used in that time. And then I look like if I put it in that bench, many people can be stored like their phones, laptops. You can just go, sit there and put it and feel safe because anyone can come take it and run away. So I came up with this thing. I came up with a plan like it doesn't cost so much, but for example, we say if you want to charge your phone for like 30 minutes, you have to put in a machine like 20 Kenya shillings. Or if you want 1 hour, it's like 50 Kenya shillings you put. And then you put like your phone in a place that is very secure. And then when those minutes finish, you can take your phone and go. But those minutes that are not, if are not finished, you can take that phone. So it can be very easy to be conscious because no thief can come and just break the glass because this glass will be very protected. So I'll be like bulletproof just to be safe. So you can put it there and sit because it's a bench, and in that bench which is covered by solar panels, which is it. Because I was thinking to put like stuff up, but it should be a lot of work. But with solar panels directly charging, it makes sense. So it's like contains like 5 places to charge the phone with 2 benches or 3 benches, though they can be distant between each other. Who knows, maybe Corona may be coming in the future. So yeah, and it's like this one is a powerful idea. It empowers the community, help the family with low income, especially families with low income. When they find it hard to install electricity in their houses, or where it's very hard for them to charge their phones because they don't have like electricity at their home. So that's why it's like literally free, nothing cost. And then you are good, your students, your kids are getting the LED lights at home with solar panels. If you don't have what you use, you can go to the bench, sit, put inside, then it charges your phone, time ends, you take your phone, you take your laptop, and yes. And I look at the budget. Literally in Kenya and Burundi, it's cost less than $100.
$100?
$100, less than $100.
Within the installation or whatever?
No, the installation you have to look at the and pay for it. I'm looking for equipment, like the bench, the solar panel, the rechargeable, yes.
Done. So, I think as you said, you are from Burundi, you understand the community. So suppose a guy from Kenya, there are those who don't know much about Burundi. But he would like to know that country, for example, how many people live there? The population?
The last time we checked the population is around 13 million.
14 million,
Yes.
12, 14 million, okay.
Yes.
So among those, which percentage has the electricity?
Which percentage? It's very low. I don't think it's even. My God. I don't know, but I can go to 40 to 60%.
1%.
40 to 60.
Yeah.
And also those who have the electricity, it is not stable.
Yes,
It means you,
it goes like I said, it goes like for 4 days, it's not coming. In those 4 days, you have business. You have places to go. You have to pay with the cash. So you can just go to bench like bench, charge your phone and just continue your life. No matter what hour, which hour. Any hour is available. When you come back from the job, when you're going to the job.
so if your project is to be implemented, how many people do you think can benefit from
A
it?
lot of people.
A lot of
A
people.
lot of people.
the world has 8 billion people. It means they cannot.
No, when I say a lot
from
of
it.
people, it depends where I go. If I come to Kenya, which are 57 million people, of course it's more a lot. But if I go to Burundi compared to Kenya, it won't be as a lot. But if I go to Burundi and it's not Burundi, it's a lot of people. Because literally Burundi electricity is a very big problem. We can all agree on that. Electricity and water. So with electricity that anyone can charge their phone, some of them goes, maybe you see the battery
Yeah.
dies, you charge.
Wait a bit. I know it's a lot of people. It's a lot of people, but you don't forget that a lot started with how many? Two, maybe. It can, we don't know where it will be reaching. So your project is good, but sometimes you may have ideas, and you need
Others.
maybe donors, sponsors, so that your project can be implemented.
If I was to do it, I am very financially stable to start that. Someone I would need because I don't think I'm planning to study electricity in university. I'll look for someone to study it. And my cousin is the first one that came in. He's a very good one. He installs electricity so we can sit together. He's like, we need these equipments. It works like this and works like that. Electricity
No.
is not mine.
What I'm saying is the project and the way it's built is very good. But what you need to know is how many people will you be able to help? For example, you've already determined
Yeah.
you will be using $100 maybe per household or per family. But what you need to know is how many people you want to help.
$100
Then
is
after
not-
knowing how many people will be helping, it's very easy to do the mathematics.
$100 is for equipment. Because after it's free. I don't have to pay for anything because the equipment is there, it's installed there.
Then you take $100 per one,
Oh.
and you choose the number of people that or families that you want to help.
$100 per quartier.
Per quartier.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Can it? How many people can charge from the sort of 100? Are you sure?
Make sure $100 is for me to buy equipment.
I understand.
It's not for me to charge.
I
for
understand.
people.
But do you
Because
think?
it's the sound.
But do you think equipment of $100 can be able to help even in the village?
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
You buy second hand from China.
Just $100.
Yes, because in China there's these companies that 3 years, they take 3 years, it has regulations that solar panels cannot be used after 3 years or what. So when you buy those second hand equipment for cheaper in a countries like Africa which don't require have such regulations, you can use them.
Combien de volts
Roads.
for those equipments?
For those equipments. Okay, it will depend. Because your phones have different capacity. Because there is this phone we call Catholic. Is it Catholic? This kind of phones, they can't use the same phones as the iPhone or Samsung. So I will be saying this one is for this one, this is for Android, this is for iPhone, and this for like
But
kind of phones that
I've heard somewhere mentioning laptops
Yes, even laptops. That's why I'm like
with
it's
those
giving
$100.
No.
Equipment of those $100. Are you sure?
Yes.
Like on 13K Kenyan shilling. Bought an equipment which can help the village.
Because I bought a
Even for household, it would be still difficult.
Yeah. I agree with you. Because I also bought my second.
It's okay. The project is still good, but the mathematics and how many people can be benefiting from the project, you still need to. Yeah. Thank you. Adonis.
Monsieur, just because of the money you are giving me free.
Have you heard how the other guy did?
Which other guy?
This one.
Well done. You're a man. You're a man.
He gives the statistics, the numbers, which means eventually he's giving his project to the donor. He can know that the guy knows what is different to
And
him.
you're busy
Okay,
cussing.
I did buy.
Okay, then Those who are very hungry can go. They eat and they come back.
You're very hungry. No, we have to wait.
But no noise, please. Close it, close it.
Make sure I did my research.
And then I don't like your presentation, my guys.
Make sure I did my own research. Why are you against me?
Statistics. How many? What
Make
is
sure
the
it's in Burundi.
Burundi? Okay. How many people have electricity?
Very low.
Very low, right?
Yes.
When we are talking about statistics, you don't say very
If
low.
it's very low, it's like if we go, and like I said, like 60% they don't have it. Let's say 60% they
The
don't.
problem is that you cannot say it. So, okay.
Make
Can you start, please?
We haven't finished. We will come back to the subject.
Good afternoon, guys.
Good afternoon too.
My name is Adonis Bigimana here. Today I'll be talking about youth unemployment in Africa.
He copied my idea.
No, it can be, they can be the same.
Mine
It is employment.
is youth unemployment in Africa. As we know, Africa is the youngest continent in the world, with over 60% of the population under the age of 25. But instead of it being an asset, this youth world becomes a challenge for us. With millions of young people are unemployed, meaning jobless. Not because they lack talent, but because they lack opportunities. And this is where my program comes in. Mine is not just a project, it's a program that will benefit the entire Africa as a whole, because mine works with the governments. Because as we all know, most of our programs and projects don't really go far because they are seen as entrepreneurs coming and investing their money. But it doesn't go far because the government is always against it. Because the government actually need joblessness in the country most of the time to run their dirty politics, to get votes on their next elections and all. We are all used to that in Africa. Mostly, me coming from the eastern side of Africa, we are used to that. And mine is a program that will work with each government by showing them it's a productive way to reach out to the community and the coming graduates that are coming in. Because many graduates find that their education, it doesn't match the demands, the market demands. So you find people finishing their education, and when they go out, what they learn, it's not what is needed at the time. They are not needed at the moment. And that's why I'm saying, for me personally, our program is to help the educational system grow and nurture talent in youth. Not only in terms of saying, I want to become a doctor, it's fine to become a doctor. But then, what saves us as youth right now is our talent. And in Africa, we have a lot of talent. And the biggest problem we find here, like I said, many graduates find that their education doesn't match the market demands. Others work in formal jobs with no security. Most of them, when they're out, because they don't find the opportunities that they need to evolve, they start working formal jobs, which most of the time they're not secure. Some migrate to cities, coming from the villages, saying they migrate to the city and find a job, and others go overseas, often taking big risks. When I'm saying going overseas, we've seen status like in Cameroon, youngsters going from Cameroon saying to themselves, I'll find my life in Paris, in France, and they will travel, not by plane. They will migrate illegally, going overseas. Not only going overseas, changing countries. Most of them change countries illegally, with no papers. And that's also a problem. Because it doesn't help out when you come from your country, going to another country with no papers on you.
you won't actually be a benefactor to what I consider the plans you are saying I'll move and maybe find a job. Because they start telling you you need work permit, but then finding a work permit, you need an ID, all that situation, it's not really productive. And mostly it's because they see no future at home. They actually see no futures at home, and mostly with the government's help, they can reach out more, and it's